have breaking news.
Okay.
Did you know?
No.
Oh, well,
Go on. Tell me.
okay.
Yeah.
We're going to hell.
Are we?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
I told a very inappropriate joke.
You did.
And we're not going to say it on camera,
No.
otherwise I'll get beaten up by a bunch of vegans.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And tofu doesn't go with my skin.
Doesn't really-
It makes it flare up.
Makes me feel a bit ill.
A bit ill?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, there's no tofu in this podcast. It's
No.
all beef brisket.
Did
Yeah.
you just say brisket?
Brisket.
Okay, cool.
You're not
I
wrong.
had to double check.
Yeah, no, check away.
Jeez.
Quick reminder, guys, social media.
Yes.
I think we need to keep telling people this.
I think so.
The clips are at Drop Some Knowledge Podcast on Instagram. We've got a YouTube
Yep,
channel.
YouTube,
And
TikTok.
TikTok.
Get around
James
it.
loves his TikToks.
I love TikTok.
It's just Drop Some Knowledge on TikTok because I lost the password to the original account, Drop Some Knowledge
Look,
Podcast.
everybody's done it at least once.
You're right. And even though they keep sending me a text message
Oh.
to re-verify the password and change it,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
So I've got rid of that knowledge out of my head,
Great.
but I need to fill it with something.
Well, I'm sure I've got something for
Well, this is where you come in, James. This is
where I
your
come in?
job.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
firstly, welcome to the Drop Some Knowledge podcast.
Thank you.
Once again.
Is that to me or?
To everybody. To you. You know what? Welcome back, Josh.
Thanks.
I'm so glad to
Thank
have
you.
you back at the show.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
But
7 days.
7 days. But it's great to have you back in the hot seat, listening to random things that I'm about to tell you.
Correct. I'm excited. I see you as an Eddie Maguire type.
Do you?
Yeah, I think if Eddie Maguire and Grant Denyer had a love child,
Yeah.
that's you.
It's because I'm short and knowledgeable.
Yes.
Let's go
And
with
I think
that.
Eddie Maguire has a slightly Mediterranean background.
I think he does.
He looks like he does.
I reckon it's just a tanning bed, to be honest.
You're right. He could afford one of those. There'd be
Yeah.
one of those down at the Holden Centre at the Collingwood Football Club for sure.
Well, he's not there anymore.
Oh.
You know, it's not the Holden anymore.
Isn't it?
They have gotten rid of the Holden sign.
Now, I'm going to let you know one thing right now,
Yeah, go
James.
for it.
I don't think people care about this.
They really don't. But you know what they will care
What's
about?
that?
Ants.
Oh, Ant-Man sucks.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man sucks. I haven't seen Ant-Man.
I haven't seen Ant-Man
But-
and Wasp Woman. I don't know what...
Wasp Girl.
The Wasp?
And the Wasp.
Is
yeah.
it the Wasp? Okay, cool.
I'm not interested in it.
Mm.
You know when you look at a movie title of like a superhero, it's like Aquaman. I'm just not
Not
interested.
that interested, yeah. I
know
did
what I
the
mean?
same thing with Wonder Woman. I feel like I need to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Wonder Woman,
Because I
but
like
the
Gal Gadot
actress
and
that's
I
in
like-
it is
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
And I like Gal Gadot and I like Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. It's
But
my favourite type of
he's just-
pine.
Yeah, right?
Right next
Treat-
to cedar.
Next to Treated.
Oh, great. So tell me about ants, James.
Okay, ants, Josh.
Yep.
We all
I've got
seen 'em.
ants in my pants for this
You
episode.
are I'm so ready for this one
All right.
because you know what? I didn't realize, doing the research for this, I didn't realize how many types and species of ants there are in the
Okay.
world.
Would you want me to give you an ant fact?
You have an ant fact?
I have an ant fact.
Oh, please, go for it.
Now, this is for all my Tasmanian listeners out
Oh,
there.
okay, here we
Now,
go.
there's an ant
Yes.
that's native to Tasmania. I don't, as far as I know.
Really?
Yeah. It's called the jack jumper.
Right.
Now, they just named the Tasmanian basketball team the Jack Jumpers,
Right, okay.
which every time I say that to anyone in Victoria, they're
Yes.
like, a what? And then I have to explain what a jack jumper is.
Okay.
A jack jumper is about an inch long,
Sure.
black,
Yep.
with yellow pincers.
Interesting.
And it bites you, and when it bites you, it like grabs on.
yeah,
right?
really?
Yeah, and everything will swell up.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it's a Tasmanian ant.
Okay, well, you know what? That's
There's one of the
why is that not on your state flag?
a state flag. I think we have a lion, which we don't have down
What?
there. And if anything, it's a tiger, which is the
I was
like
going to say, as if
the
you haven't got
opposite to a lion.
you haven't got a thylacine on there, and you haven't got a devil.
Thylacine, James.
Thylacine? Thylacine?
Thylacine.
Okay, well, I mean, you're from there, so that
Yep.
makes sense. 12,000, by the way.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Well, now I just need to learn the other
12,001.
11,999 that we haven't heard
So
of.
12,000 varieties and species of ants worldwide, which is funny, seeing as ants can be found in every single continent except Antarctica.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. It's ironic, really, but when you can consider the name of it.
So all the messages and calls you've been ignoring all week has been because you were figuring out that joke.
That was my favorite thing. I'm sorry, but if you've
He's
been
not.
listening to this show long enough, you know the kind of humor you're going to get
He's
when
a
I
loser.
open my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a loser, baby.
Oh.
So why don't you kill me?
A loser with pipes, apparently.
Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
Not just copper. Fire ants.
PVC. Oh, okay, sorry.
Fire ants.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard of fire ants.
I've heard of fire ants.
Okay, so they're the red ones that you kind of see. That I don't know if you've seen the Scorpion King, the movie The Scorpion King.
Is that the one with the rock?
That's the one with the rock. So you know it's going to be choice.
CGI
That's gonna be the
I've
best
ever
thing
seen
ever.
in my life.
Well, no, that was the Mummy Return. That was the Mummy Returns.
Oh,
was the
that
one
the
where he
mu-
looks like a giant scorpion.
Oh,
No, the
okay,
actual
sorry.
like the spin-off from that, where they made a movie specific
Yeah.
to the Scorpion King. That was still the Rock though.
Okay, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
yeah.
there was a whole scene where he was in the sand up to his neck,
Yeah.
and all these fire ants came out, and they
I've
were going to
seen that. Yes.
crazy. Anyway,
Great.
if you've seen that, and you've seen also the fourth and non-existent film of the Indiana Jones series,
There's a fourth one?
yeah, right,
No, the aliens were my best. They're
okay.
my favorite bit.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about Indiana Jones
did
4 on this
actually,
podcast a few
but-
weeks ago.
It was actually there's a fire ant part in that film as well.
Oh.
But saying that, fire ants actually cause over 5 billion. That's $5 billion
Dollars?
worth of damage
What?
every year.
How?
Now this is I have to admit this is a US statistic.
What's that in AUD?
Oh, I couldn't tell you AUD. I couldn't tell. It's probably about 3 million pounds.
What's that in Venezuelan bolivar?
I think we're looking at about 32 billion.
You know the conversion of Venezuelan bolivar off the top of your head?
I do.
Okay.
Mate, look who you're doing this podcast with.
This is why we recruited you for this role, James.
You should have seen the guy before me. I had no idea what he was
shocking.
doing.
No, he was an idiot. We didn't like him. He's in the bin now.
He's in the bin.
Yeah,
But
put him there.
so this is the North American red fire ant.
All right.
So it's only little, but these tiny critters have a very painful bite, which cause a burning sensation, and hence the name fire ant,
I gathered.
which costs the US billions of dollars per year, but in veterinary and medical bills.
Oh my.
So $5 billion every year because of veterinary and medical bills every year.
Just because they're biting people.
That and they're actually damaging farmers' crops.
So
Not only are they destroying the ecosystem, they are chewing up Fido and
Getting a bit antsy.
Nana. I was trying to think of a really like old school.
Your brain just stopped. Your brain.
Nana Rose. Nana Rosalie, while she's sitting on the porch sipping on homemade lemonade.
James, I don't think the joke's there anymore
It's
because of the
not,
big
'cause
brain pause.
Can we cut that out?
No. No, absolutely not.
Stupid. Anyway, so yeah, there you go.
Great.
But $5 billion a year.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
This hasn't got anything to do with ants, but I wonder how much money's in the world to the cent.
Oh.
Because if
Yeah,
if
they've got the
5
World Bank, I
billion,
suppose.
if 5 billion is just on ant stuff,
Yep.
ant recovery,
Yep.
imagine all the other things. Like, what's
Well-
the US spending on their military?
We
What was
don't.
Space
we
Force?
don't look at that. Space Force was.
A trillion or billion?
I
It's
think
like
it was 3
billion,
trillion.
3
I think
trillion?
it was $3 trillion or something.
Ridiculous like
we'll need
that.
to fact check our own fact checks.
Yeah,
I've got it somewhere.
you would.
But yeah, it's so much money. But
Yeah.
like the US is in debt of like $60 trillion or something.
It's in debt of China.
Well, yeah, and that's why we sold a port in Western Australia to the Chinese.
Fantastic.
It's a good idea. Anyway, so
It's too current, James. I don't want to go down the political route. We know who China's in bed with,
we do,
and we don't support them.
No, imagine if they had
Just the government. The people are lovely, I'm sure.
yeah, absolutely. Now, the largest ant nest, Josh,
Ooh.
was over, and you're going to have to do some conversion for me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, come on, get it out, whip it out.
No, it's cold. Are you asking for my phone?
Yeah.
I don't have it on me.
Oh, for God's sake. I should have done this beforehand.
You
But
should have.
it's
Tell me.
3,700 miles. 3,700 miles
Okay.
wide.
3,700 miles.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I'm okay. A mile's like 0.7, 0.8 or something of a kilometer. Okay, let's look it up here. Do you want me to do some elevator music while you're
might
going
have
on to
to.
this?
You might have to. Okay.
Okay.
It's just under 6,000 kilometers.
That's
That's
too far.
And that's wide. That's not deep. That's wide.
How does the Earth just not like cave in on itself because the ants are eating all the insides?
I just don't know. It's just so big. There's a joke there. It's just so big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was founded in Argentina in 2000,
Mm.
and this ginormous colony housed 33 ant populations, which had merged into one.
So they all can just live in harmony.
Yeah.
Ants are like the ultimate equality.
Well, see, you say that,
Oh,
but
no.
we'll get to this shortly.
Don't ruin my dreams.
I'm sorry, but this super colony with millions of nests and billions of worker ants.
Mm.
Billions.
Is there more ants or
lot.
money in the world?
Well, that's interesting because I reckon if you were to count the amount of ants in the world and count the amount of humans in the world, because we're at like 7.3 billion.
Oh, there's
people
more
or
ants.
something like that. Yeah, I think there is like 1 billion ants per person.
Oh my.
Like, I think it's something ridiculous. Don't fact check that. I'm just throwing numbers out there because I'm going off what I have seen.
James, people come here for facts
All right,
and
well,
knowledge.
Here's a fact for you.
All right.
The soldier ant is quite literally a soldier for the queen.
Yeah.
Standard.
No,
Yeah.
probably why it
Makes
gets its
sense.
name.
But here's what they do, Josh. And this
Okay.
is what weirds me out.
Yep.
They use their heads to block the entrances to stop intruders from entering the nest.
No one wins with a headbutt. This is what I learnt years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that would have been a story and a half.
No, I fell into the ground. I hit my head and
You
no
don't
one
do
won.
that. Don't do that. I look, I fell over earlier.
James had a fall
So
earlier.
I had a fall.
He had a
guys.
fall. Our pizza arrived
I was excited.
and he was very excited. And I was sitting right here and
Yeah.
all I heard was, and
I had a fall.
he had a fall and the socks were way too slippery on those smooth hardwood floors.
I changed socks.
You did change
I
socks
did.
because they're too dangerous.
They're so
Just
dangerous,
like
those
lace
socks.
underwear in Russia.
Oh, hey. Well, gee, early.
I listen to you
Early.
sometimes.
I'm impressed.
Yes.
Very good.
Go listen to that episode.
Yeah.
World's Weird Laws,
Episode-
episode 1. No, but it's the first episode.
part
We did
one.
part 1, sorry.
But I think it was like episode 7.
Might have been, actually.
Lucky.
Mm.
But imagine that. Sticking your head just in the door and be like, nah, can't
Nah.
come in. Sorry. Get out of
it. Plug it up.
Now, Josh,
Yeah, okay.
you said earlier
Mm.
that along the lines of, wow, they must live in harmony. These ants getting together, living in harmony.
Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony.
Side by side on my key.
Oh, we're going more.
I don't know. Did you know?
People come here for the lyrics. James. We sing in most podcasts.
We do, and I think we clearly need a record label to.
I
sign
think
us
we need a
up.
record deal. If
We
anyone,
do.
if Sony Music
Oh,
is
yeah, gotcha.
watching
Absolutely.
or listening, Guy Sebastian probably has a record label.
I reckon we could work
What's
with
Tim
him.
Amatic doing? Sorry. What does he call himself? Tim?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're always Tim Amatic in my heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim Amatic?
Now, they are ants and they are enslavers, Josh. Ants are enslavers and they enslave and kidnap other ants from other colonies to force them to do their work. So here's my theory.
I take back everything I said about
You-
the equality.
Absolutely. Here's my theory.
I swear I didn't know.
You've got 6,000 kilometers worth of this
That's
ant
so much.
colony, right? So here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay.
There've been a few hundred colonies surrounding this area, 6,000 kilometers
Yeah.
wide. And at some point, these ants have gotten together with these ants and been like, hey,
Oi.
we're taking over. And they're like, no, we're taking over. And then they have a little punch on. And then those that lose get taken over.
So the ants were Dutch. It's not. Yeah, I love the Dutch people. You're so nice. Sorry, guys.
There are so many countries we could be mentioning that have been in this situation or are
Well,
in
maybe
this
there would be
situation.
one currently,
There is.
but we don't talk about
We
it.
don't talk about it.
We love you, Ukraine.
We do.
We do.
Absolutely.
We do. All the support.
Absolutely.
Lighten the mood.
Lighten the mood?
Yes.
Did you know there's a prehistoric ant that was discovered which had a wingspan of 15 centimeters?
That's huge.
15
An
centimeters.
ant.
An ant.
Hang on. Was it just the wings and the ant was the same size?
Yes.
Oh.
No. This thing, 15 centimeter wingspan. Now, usually the wingspan is double the size of the ant.
Yes. Yeah.
So, huge ant.
Wow.
Huge ant. And it's known as the Titanomyra giganteum.
The Titangantus.
Yes, and it's the biggest ant to ever have existed.
Interesting. Okay.
Nuts.
That's hectic. Was it? I want to know if it does it still bite people and things like that?
It must have, but we're talking prehistoric.
Yeah, all
So
that
we're
stuff was
talking
big.
like, dinosaur era.
Yeah.
66 to 160 million years.
Yeah. Everything was just enlarged.
Absolutely. Look at the flora and fauna of that era.
Big.
Huge.
Girthy.
Gigantic, according to the name.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
keeping to Australian standards of animals wanting to kill you.
Correct. Yeah. No. You know what the thing is with that, James?
Yeah, what?
So before traveling,
Yes.
I knew the stereotype on Australia.
Sure.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It rarely doesn't really happen.
No, that's right.
And I went over to London, right, amongst a lot of countries, but London was the one I had this discussion in.
Okay.
Well, England, London is the city. I know that. So, sorry, I had to point that out there because people think I'm an idiot.
No, you got there.
Yeah, I am. So I was in London and we had this discussion and I said, guys, what's the most dangerous animal around here? And they go,
Sure.
a fox. Like a fox?
What?
Fox is just like a dog.
Yeah.
Except it just doesn't live in your house.
That's right.
And I've seen a fox in real life. There's one that got into Bunnings once. We had to chase it out of the store.
You're joking?
No, it did.
Okay, no, fair enough.
And then when you realise the most dangerous animal found in that part of the world is something very harmless.
Yeah.
When we've got snakes and spiders and crocodiles and drop bears and things like that along those lines.
I feel like God just went, there you go, fend for yourselves.
Well, we're like Jurassic Park. We're just an
I think so.
island.
Island
This is why we're not attached to other countries, James. So all the scary stuff doesn't go to the other countries and
floating
destroy the
scary
world.
island.
Yeah, Skull Island.
Skull Island. Now,
Sorry,
the Australian bulldog ant
that doesn't sound.
is officially the world's dangerous ant
World's most dangerous ant.
and has caused 3 deaths since 1930.
Not a bad ratio.
It's not a bad ratio, but for an ant to kill
I
you,
understand. I did. An ant to kill you. So why? Why does it?
it has an incredibly potent bite that
Okay.
causes the body to kind of shut down.
Interesting.
So it's quite interesting, but it's more of a shock factor, I feel.
Did you see that episode of Hamish and Andy when they did their gap year? And Hamish, they went to I can't
Gap
remember.
year was there.
I had lots of them. I don't remember which one it exactly was, but they were
Yeah.
in some jungle somewhere. I think it was Africa, and
okay.
there was the bullet ants, and a ritual or something they do as initiation. I
Yeah.
think in that country.
Oh,
is the glove?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
and
they've
it's got
got to
all
get
of the
I
ants in the
remember
glove, and he
that
put his
one.
hand in the glove.
Yeah.
And they it's like getting shot in the hand.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's one of the times on the TV where Andy's laughing and then he realizes, oh no, this is bad.
this is
this is
very
actually bad. He had
bad.
to go to hospital.
Oh my God.
I can only imagine something like that.
That'd be shocking.
Ants are so tiny as well.
They are. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
We're going to get something a little bit nicer now.
Oh, lovely.
You hungry?
Not anymore. We had a pizza, but I mean, I can have dessert.
Can you have something dessert?
Yeah.
Well, did you know ant eggs are a delicacy in Mexico?
That is too small to eat. How many ant eggs?
I feel like it'd be more than a handful. I feel like you'd have to find enough of
How
them.
do you find the ant eggs?
You go to a 6,000 kilometer long ant farm
Yeah.
and you dig them up.
But wouldn't the ants just go haywire and start?
I feel like they would, and they'd bite you. And if they're the ones that I'm thinking of, they'd bite you.
Is it a delicacy because it's good or it's hard to get?
Well, and here's the thing. It's the dish is called escamoles,
Escamoles.
which sounds gross, but apparently it's actually very expensive.
Well, if it's that hard to get the eggs,
Well,
yeah.
it probably is.
Do you reckon they have a yolk?
Oh, well, no, but you definitely have a bit of a crunch to it, surely.
You reckon it's
I reckon
crunchy?
it's like eating Cocoa Pops or rice bubbles.
Rice bubbles. Yeah, okay.
There's a bit of a snap, crackle, and pop halfway
Yeah.
through the bite.
Yeah, okay. Is that
Mine-
because the ants like just going into your jaw
Yeah,
and
I
your
think
body's
so.
like
It's
going
just-
into a seizure? Yeah, okay. That's my back making that noise.
But see, it's funny because it sounds like we're saying it sounds gross and it sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they don't mention if it's good at all.
No. This is what I feel like with a lot of these things. Once again, we could go to Hamish and Andy's Gap Year, but you could also go to like many other shows.
Most shows.
There's a YouTuber, best ever food review show.
Okay.
If you look it up, you'd love
Okay,
it.
no, I feel it.
And he goes around like Asia predominantly and Africa. He's just done a series in Jamaica.
Yeah, right.
And he eats a lot of different
jerk
food.
chicken.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
And a Scotch bonnet pepper is the one they always use in that.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And a third hottest chili in the world.
Interesting.
Look at all the stuff I know.
How many Scovilles?
A lot. So,
Continue.
anyway, so he eats all this stuff that's meant to be a delicacy,
Yeah, right.
and it really tastes good. I think it doesn't seem to be flavor that makes a delicacy anymore. It seems to be how
it's
hard it
how
is to
hard it is
obtain.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't like who was like, ant eggs, let's eat these. And to have a meal out of it, not that it'd be a meal, but even like a side on a dish.
Just
How many eggs does an ant lay? And how
mind
many do you need to
a
get?
lot.
Yeah.
Eggs, like, a lot.
I know,
of
but
eggs.
think about how
Ants lay a
small
lot
they
of
would
eggs.
be.
True, but this is why I'm saying I feel like it's like your Cocoa Pops or rice bubbles.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
having said that,
Yeah.
there are a lot of shows out there at the moment that are, or there was a bit of a trend going about zombies.
Yes, and we know James is up with the latest trends.
Absolutely.
He's hip and with
I'm
it
about 5 years behind.
in front.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right.
Thank you.
You're a trendsetter.
I mean, I'm wearing clear glasses.
Yeah, I can't even see them on your
No.
head. I didn't even know you had them on till this exact second. Thank God you
That's
said something.
impressive.
Yeah,
I
they're very clear.
I did well.
They're very clear.
But did you know that ant zombies exist?
Oh,
Ant zombies.
exist.
They exist.
Please
It's a
explain
thing.
this.
So, this is caused by a type of fungus that actually infects the ants and takes control of them.
This should be Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I actually found out that this particular fungus does and can sometimes it more affects insects. So it's not just ants.
Yes.
It does infect you've got caterpillars and you've got all these other insects and
Yeah.
bugs.
Yes.
But ants, it actually affects them more because they are small.
So
and
how are they
easy to obtain.
zombified, James?
So what it is they actually take over the body. It's infects them, kills them, and then will basically take their movement and use it to infect other areas.
Oh my God.
Mm.
That's awesome.
It's insanely
Yeah,
scary
that's
because
sick.
imagine if that fungus, and I have a feeling that, and I could be wrong because I am one of those people. By the way, I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a gamer. I play games. I'm still one of those people that hasn't played. Hey, listen,
I'm
I'm the one with the backwards cap, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arthur.
But I never really got and finished the Last of Us game. Now, apparently, that's sort of what's going on in that game. Like,
Ants
there's a
or no
fungus.
ants?
No, there's a fungus that
Oh.
kind of takes over bodies. And somebody, please tell me how this works. But I'm pretty sure it takes over and creates these, like,
Okay.
zombified.
Do you reckon they
humans.
got that off the ants? Did
I
someone
reckon
in the
there
business know?
I reckon someone in the business was like, you know what? There is a fungus out there
Okay.
that takes over the bodies of animals.
We're going to
and-
pray that
yeah.
that didn't happen because we're taking this straight to Hollywood and getting our first feature film.
I reckon we could do it.
We could do it.
We could do it. Let's be honest. They're making a Last of Us TV series on Netflix,
There you
mate.
go.
It's what happens.
We could
but
get our names on it, say we did it first.
it's true, actually.
If we can get Spielberg on this in the next 3
He'll-
weeks.
Or we could go with the Simpsons equivalent, El Spielgo.
Matt Groening.
No, El Spielgo.
Oh,
It was the Mexican equivalent of Spielberg.
what a cameo.
Now, we're going to end on a good one.
Okay.
But my question is, how did they figure this out?
Yeah, I have this a lot.
The butt,
Yeah.
the rear end
Yeah. Gluteus maximus.
of an Australian green ant
Oh.
has a similar taste to lime.
That actually excites me.
A little bit.
I love lime.
Imagine putting that in your Corona.
Yes, and it's like with Corona's pulp.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
There you go.
Corona, now with pulp.
Now with pulp. Get it at your local 7-Eleven.
Should I get it with less pulp?
Less pulp.
Or pulp-free?
Pulp fiction.
Oh, well done.
Means nothing. Yeah, okay, lime. Well, people eat ants though. Like if you're in the desert or you're in the jungle and you need protein, it's like a perfect source of protein.
And I feel like being an Australian green ant, we do have our Indigenous Australians who have done the whole, eating of witchetty grubs.
Living off the land. Yeah. It's probably if someone goes, there's a lime flavored ant that's a delicacy.
You're gonna go for it.
I'm trying it.
I mean,
because on that food show that I talked about before, they had ants on there, and they had it was beetles. It was like these Christmas beetle things.
Beetlejuice.
Well, close, and they had beetles, right? And they would stuff a peanut in its butt.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they would. So, like, at the back of the bug, the Christmas beetle, how it looks like, they'd shove a peanut in its guts, right?
Yeah.
Then they'd fry it up. And that was like a...
No.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not a thing.
No, it's 100% a thing. It's 100... I can't remember what it was called.
No, we need to have a look at that after this.
Yeah. Yeah, because they'd fry them up and eat them as a side.
What?
I think they had like a goat curry or something like that, but it was like a side, and all the people in the family would like do that squat around the table and just shove peanuts inside of bugs.
Oh, well, that's just okay. All right.
Think about the bonding experience, James. This is why their families are so close.
Think about my insides.
Think about the bugs' insides, James.
He's dead.
Yes, but it's not.
It's not bugging him anymore.
Okay,
that's what you're getting from me.
Is that the last fact?
That was the last fact, Josh. Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done after that.
That's
Yeah, okay.
That's ants for you.
Yeah, look, interesting. A lot of interesting stuff about ants.
There's so much more. There were so many more things.
Yeah.
But these were just my favourites. Okay. Honestly.
Well, thank you for the information.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Hopefully all the listeners out there have learnt something. Let us know your favourite ant fact of the day. And let us know if you've ever shoved a peanut up an ant.
Yeah, look, that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, we've done beetles. We need ants.
Yeah, actually, speaking of more things about ants.
Okay.
There was actually, I saw a video where they actually tried to figure out how big a certain ant farm hill was.
Okay.
Colony. Yep. They filled it with concrete.
Oh.
So they found out it was an abandoned colony. Then they filled it with cement and then dug it out. And then you could see.
And you could see. I've seen that somewhere. I don't remember.
Because it's a really cool looking scene
sick.
when they actually dig
cool.
it out, and then they obviously because it's just concrete, cement, it's hardened. They can get in there with some hammers and stuff, and they can maneuver out and cut it out and open it. It looks insane.
Okay.
It looks insane.
We're looking at the bugs with the peanuts and the butts, and we're looking at that.
Yes,
right now.
Absolutely. We're gonna have a great time.
We're gonna go again on the Google. Yeah, you guys have a great. You have a great time. All right, I will. Thanks for the ant facts.
No, you're very welcome. Anytime.
I'm gonna go watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Or Ants.
Or yes.
Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Ants.
That is Bugs Life spin-off.
I don't know what came. Bugs Life came first.
It definitely did, but I thought it was a
Ants
spin-off.
came out, and I don't think it was a spin-off because it was a different sort of thing.
Very
it was a bit more
uninspired
gritty.
Oh.
It was more gritty.
Like the Batman.
Well, it was like Toy Story was the really happy-go-lucky one, and then you had Small Soldiers.
Oh.
And Small Soldiers was a very gritty, movie.
Emo Soldiers.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Was Robert Pattinson the actor?
No.
Damn. Well, I'm not watching it then. All right, I'm going to go watch every Robert Pattinson movie. James is going to join me and love every second of it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So I haven't seen the Batman yet. Batman. Is that how we're ending this?
Batman.
There we go. Bye, guys.
Bye.